Every one of these questions that you might have and that I had about starting a business are very serious questions that I needed answered, and you probably need them answered, okay? Any one of these could have stopped me, and maybe they'll almost stop you. But I want you to move ahead. Let's go through those questions right now. And 9 and 10 out of, 12 are of these nagging questions are real kickers, okay? Let's go to number 1. What type of business should I start? Should I focus on my hobbies, passions, or previous career experiences? Yes. What one comes naturally to you? Which one of these would you do for no money at all? It was so much fun, okay? I'm fortunate. During my business lifetime, by the way, my name is Greg Colosi, and I'm 68 years old, and I've started 33 plus businesses since 1980, when I was 23 years old. I've been in my own businesses. There were a couple of times that my businesses went bankrupt or just out of business, and I had to work for somebody for a short while, but that didn't last long because I went ahead and started another business, okay? So I was passionate about all of these that I started. I don't do anything unless I'm passionate about it, okay? I'm looking at something to do right now, and the printer that I need all the information, and it's 2 hours from where I live. I'm getting in my car tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., and I'll be there at 8 a.m. when the doors open, and I'm going to get all my questions answered so I can move on. Once I get going, and once you get going, you stay with it, okay? Kind of a little bit off the subject, okay? So what kind of business should you start? Well, I cover that in detail in another video. Look for it, okay? But your past experiences, hobbies, sudden life change. Maybe you travel a lot. Maybe you started an Airbnb. Maybe you started a housing traveling nurses. Okay. Maybe you do laundry for the neighbors and you want to do it for a lot more people. Okay. Those can be businesses that you can start. And if you need some answers down below, leave me a comment down below and I'll work with you. Okay. Do I need a business plan? Yes. Here's what I recommend. A 1-page business plan. That's it. Don't go nuts. Do not let it stop you. Okay? And here's how I do business plans. I do them on what I call mind maps. Okay? I write the business in the middle, and then I start to write down everything else that I need. That is my business plan for starting all of my businesses. I didn't do this in the very beginning. I probably learned this in the late 80s. So every business since then, this only makes sense to me. And it's very simple. And then if you got to add something, you can easily draw a line, a little squiggly, and put inside there what you got to do. Okay? 1-page business plan. If you want a copy of something like this, leave a comment down below and I'll send it to you. Okay? What are the legal steps that I need to take? Business structure, permits, licenses. Okay, first of all, if you need a license to do something, you get the license. You don't want to screw around with that, okay? Although there are some things I've done without a license. You know, I had a cooking business where I cooked out of my home during COVID. I didn't get a license. I wanted to see if it worked. Instead of spending the money to get the license and the time, and they weren't even going out, I just got it started. And a buddy of mine got it started also, and he's still doing it, and he's making $3-4 grand a week profit doing it. He used to own a restaurant. It was way too much work for me, so I cut it off after a couple of years, okay? So do not get hung up. Just use your own personal checking account to get started. Or if minimally you would like to, get a DBA, which is called Doing Business As. It's $20-30 down at the county clerk's office. You walk in, you put down a name, you pay the $20-30, you go to your bank, open up a checking account under that name, okay? It's that simple. You don't need to start with a corporation. I know LLCs are in popularity, okay? You don't need it to start day one, okay? You don't need, well, I'm going to talk about it later on, but some other things you don't need, because you know what? All these things bog you down. You say to yourself, well, gee, if I get my license, when I get my license, my LLC, then I can get started, okay? Or when I get my website, I can get started. You don't want anything in your way to get started with a business, okay? You just want to go to it. Find out if some people will subscribe to it. Here's what I do. When I first start a business, I give it away, or I give part of it away, or I severely discount it for the first number of people. Now I've got testimonials. I ask them for a testimonial, video testimonial, written testimonial, and I go film it. Okay, I don't leave it up to them. I go boom. I ask them a question, and we do a couple of takes maybe, and now I got a testimonial. Okay, so it really isn't for nothing. They're proving that they're buying your concept, okay, and they're buying the idea of your concept and that it works. So do not overlook this, and I've done this with every single solitary business that I have had. Okay, how much money do I need to start? Nada, nothing, zip, zilch, squadooch. I call it Italian math. I'm Italian, Colosi. You don't need to start with anything. Nothing. $30. If you don't have the $30, don't get a DBA. If you have a checking account, I'm sure you got a checking account. If you don't, and if you can't get one for whatever reason, have somebody else open up one. That's all you need to do, okay? And most things you don't need money to get started, okay? All the businesses I talk about in these videos, you don't need squadooch, nothing, zero, zilch, zip, zero, nothing, okay? Now, let me give you an example. We have a big house in a suburb of Rochester called Pittsford. Upstairs, you can get to it without coming through our personal area. So we Airbnb'd out 3 bedrooms, did very well. Then the winter was coming, plus I thought the town, and they eventually did, banned short-term rentals. Now we got nurses. These are midterm rentals, 30-day minimum. Most stay for 3, 6, 9. Some stay for a year we've had, okay, in our house. So about 6 months ago, I decided let's get some more houses, okay? Now, I wasn't going to buy them, and I wasn't going to lease them and furnish them because these houses need to be furnished. So I went out and leased furnished houses, okay? Furnished houses. Therefore, I had to come up with no money. I leased furnished houses. And the first one I did with absolutely no money. I co-hosted it, and I gave them a percentage of the overage over the rent that they wanted to get. So I got in there with no money, got the thing started. I do all my businesses this way. And if you need some help on how to do that, say, Greg, how can I do this business without any money? Leave a comment down below, and I'll guide you. Okay, next. Can I start my business from home? Absolutely. Since the late 80s, I've been working out of my house. I've got this gorgeous man cave. It's an old pool house I converted. The big house is over there. And this place, I'm sitting at my desk right now. You can see I'm a golfer. I collect hickory sticks over there. You can see that I cook. I've got copper pots in the back. So this is my home office now. It wasn't always like this. When I first started my businesses, when I was younger, it was a card table and a folding chair. A card table and a folding chair. So you can work out of your home. And it's fashionable now to work out of your home. It didn't used to be fashionable, and I had to make believe like I was a large company. Don't have to do that anymore. It's perfectly okay to work out of your home, and I would recommend it. Actually, even in the late 80s when I had a business, it was 2 miles down the road, this was my office. I didn't have an office in the actual business because 1 hour of uninterrupted time is equivalent to 8 hours of interrupted time like you would have in an office. You're in an office, people are stopping by, knocking on your door, asking you questions. Takes you a few minutes to get back into it, sometimes longer than that. Then you're interrupted again. So I worked outside of my office. And in my dry cleaning consulting business, I recommend to all those owners that they get their office out of their plant. And the ones that do get a lot more done and are a lot more successful and a lot happier. And some set up schedules to go visit a couple of times a week and walk around for an hour or so, say hi, and then they're back out of there. Okay? So, next is, how do I market my ideas? Where do I find my customers? Should I use social media? And which platforms are the best? Okay? How do you market your business? First way you market your business is through all your contacts, your friends, your family, anybody on your email list, your Facebook followers, your Instagram field, okay? My spot, when I started the pickup and delivery business, I had a business where I cooked Italian meals called, and I did this out of my home too, Italian Meals Delivered. We just texted all of our friends, and that's how we started. And we did nothing else after that because I kept growing and growing and growing. And we had 70 regular customers by the end of like 6 months or so, okay? And I only did it 2 days a week, and I don't do it anymore. It just became a lot of work, okay? And I'm not into physical labor. I wanted to prove that I could sell my food, and I did prove that. Okay, the next thing is, let's see, I got lost here. How do I market my business? How do I find my customers? Should I use social media? Yes, we talked about that. And which platforms are best? It depends on your business. It could be YouTube videos like I'm doing right now, okay? That's how I'm finding all of you. And it could be Facebook. It could be Instagram, okay? It could be TikTok. And if you're afraid of those things, don't. Okay, I'm 68 and I can handle them. You can handle them too, and you get your grandkids or a teenager to help you along, okay? Okay, next question. What technology do I need to run my business? Do I need a website? What other tools? Accounting, CRM is a management software, marketing. Do you need a website? No, just start selling, okay? Now, if your business is building websites, yes, you need a website. If your business is based on selling from your website, yes, you need a website, okay? But for my housing nurse and medical professionals business, I do not have a website, okay? And I'm going to Utica, which is 2 hours away, tomorrow with some ideas for another part of a business. And this one's not going to have a website, okay, to start with. You don't need. You know why? You get the website and you say, okay, when I get the website done, I'll start. And then it takes forever. You don't end up doing it. No. You start immediately. Start selling to somebody. Start giving away those first few sales to somebody. Test your concept first. Don't waste time, websites, making this pretty, making that pretty. It's all a bunch of hogwash. Just get at it. Start selling. Start going to it. Okay, will I need a CRM later on? Okay, I've got one for my other businesses. How can I manage my time effectively? Okay, now there is a way to outsource. I don't do any of my graphics. I outsource that to either Sammy, my golfing buddy, or Fiverr. Fiverr, Fiverr. And you can get things done. For example, when I need a logo for a business, by the way, you don't need a logo to start either. But later on, when you want a logo, okay, get a logo. I go to Fiverr. They're like, some of them are only $5, okay? So I get an idea first, outline the idea, and give it to 2 or 3 different Fiverrs and see which one I like the best, and that's the logo that I use. $15 normally, okay? That's it. So managing your time effectively, outsource as much as you possibly can. Set a schedule for yourself. Like I said in another video, I start at 5 in the morning and I'm done at 12, 1, 2 o'clock, and I don't work on Fridays, okay? That's my plan, and I travel when I want to. I'm leaving a week from today to go spend a week down in Charlotte with my grandkids, and I'll get up before all of them and do a couple of hours of work, and that's it, okay? What if I don't know enough about the industry I want to enter? Well, you obviously know enough because you want to enter it. Okay. Once you get in there, you will find out. Okay. You're going to get some customers and then you're going to tap them for everything they know. And that's the way you'll learn about it. Just deep dive right into it and you will figure it out. Am I too old to start a business? Okay, I just read about somebody 79 years old starting a business. That's 11 years older than me. I'm 68. Okay, there is no age limit. You know, I always thought I was too young at 23. Then I thought I was too old when I was 65. I went through a phase of about a year thinking I was too old, and I finally snapped out of it. It didn't stop me from what I was doing, but I just went full bore ahead. You are much more experienced right now. You're much more intelligent. You know the signs now. You know how to read people. You trust your intuition. You trust your gut. Okay? You know when something's good and not good. You've got all these skills right now. This is the best time in your life to start something. And if you only want to make a couple $100 a week, there's a way to do that extra. Okay? For some of us, $200 a week is going to make a huge difference. For some of us, that $200 a week is just going to be extras, but it gets us something to do, a reason to get out of bed, a reason not to sit in your Barcalounger, a reason to fall asleep during the day, a reason not to socialize. Starting a business will solve all those things. Okay, here is the real big one. What if I fail? You know what my answer is? So what? You get up, you pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and you go at it again. You know those 33 businesses I talked to you about? Most of them failed. What was I going to do? Give up? You know what failure is? Failure is giving up. So if you fail a business and you get up and get another one going, you've succeeded in moving ahead. You are not a failure. Failure is temporary, okay? And here is the benefit I have found in my life by failing, okay? I have learned more from my, and I call them so-called failures, because I have learned the most from those. Listen to me. I have learned the most from those so-called failures. And I can share with you, if you want to start a business, I can tell you 3 or 4 ways something will work, and I can tell you 7 or 8 ways it won't work. That's the experience that I have gained. And if you want to be more successful, fail quicker, okay? We're all going to fail in our business along the way. Business is a series of failures, and then we hit something. More failures, and then we hit something. You know, these large companies, when they come out a product, 1 out of 10 maybe make it. And they've got all the money to do, all the research, okay? All those little groups of people they get together and test things out, the surveys they do, the test selling they do, and still 1 out of 10 make it, okay? So that is a part of life. And you will find out how strong you are, mentally strong you are, by getting up, dusting yourself off, and going at it again, okay? Failure is never final. Just get up and make it happen. Thanks, and make it a great day.